Hello everybody, I'm Donna from Purple Pinky Promises. Welcome. Yay. Turn this just a little bit better. Yeah, that's a little better. It's not quite so one-sided. All right. I'm gonna let people give everyone a chance to hop on. Card here too. Don't have my things at my fingertips. So there we go. I kind of feel a little bit out of sorts. I haven't been live with you for a couple weeks, so I feel like a little bit like a fish out of water. Nobody here yet? We are doing BetterPress calendar for October. We would have done this last week, but we had a shop hop, and so we were a little bit occupied. So we're doing this tonight instead. And yeah. Right. Yeah, that gives it a little more stability. I like that. So just something that I thought for simplicity's sake, and just to kind of feature this darling little set called Dragon Boo, I thought it would be fun to create the October portion of this calendar featuring this little die set that we have here in the shop. And all the products that I use in this live will be posted after the live. I do want to tell you, just kind of a heads up, we are out of stock on this paper. It's called the Eerie-sistible. We used it up because we're doing a Dragon Boo class, a Zoom class. So the paper is actually used up. So that's why we're out of stock on it. But this is a darling little paper pack. If they have it next year, we'll stock back up on it around this time of the year. So, but Catherine Pooler, that's from Catherine Pooler. So if you have to have it, you can go shop Catherine Pooler. Hi, good crafternoon to you too, Lindy. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. I'm so glad you're here. Well, let's do a shout out to Lori today because she got my little, I told her what I wanted to do, and she got my little kit prepped and ready for me this afternoon because I've been kind of busy trying to get caught up since the shop hop. So without further ado, I'm going to kind of walk you through what we have done through the year with this calendar. We've got this little easel that came with the original 2025 BetterPress calendar plate set, and this was last month's. This was for September, and we're just going to go backwards. This was August, and this was July. So if you're new here and you're kind of wondering what in the world, what are you doing? We've been doing at the last Thursday of every month, I've been doing the calendar for the upcoming month. Couldn't do it last week, so we're doing it tonight for October. Anyway, so here's June, super fun holographic paper in that background. May, pretty. And April is a shaker. I love a shaker. And March, and another shaker for February. So cute. And this is our January. So that's where we're at. We are at October, and tonight we're going to do this darling little Dragon Boo. We're going to put him to her, the Dragon Boo together. So that's the first thing I am actually gonna do tonight, is I am gonna assemble this little character here, which will be a nice little frame of reference for people who are getting ready to do this little Dragon Boo class. If you want to come back and use this as a reference before your class, that would be fantastic. So here are some pieces that we have, that minus the stars. The stars are actually little clay embellishments. But here's what we have die cut so far, and that's gonna actually take care of everything that we need to put this little dragon together. So, without further ado, let's put this little guy together. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually put together this little background part on its, oh, I forgot, she has a fun little surprise for us. So let's do this background first. This is good practice for me before my Zoom too. So let's do this. We're gonna put this little portion on here. So this goes right over here, like so. And of course, I get glue right in the eyeball, but that's okay because this part takes care of that. So we'll just kind of shore that up behind the eyes and the nose. So it's really just basically capturing those nostrils and the blacks part of your eyeball, the eyeball. And I'm just gonna pop this on. May need to grab my tweezers here in a minute. Get this in here. And of course, I have too much glue. We're back to 3rd grade. So now, we're gonna put this little face in here, but before we do that, let's put on cheeks and mouth. So we're gonna just come behind here and put this portion on for the mouth. So we'll just flip that this way, just like that. And cheeks. And the nice thing is that the detail on this is so awesome that there is a little portion there that is embossed. You can see exactly where those little cheeks go. I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera or not, but that's pretty nifty that that's there. Wrong one. Okay. So I'm gonna pick up these little cheeks, put them on. Yay, thank you so much, Lori. These are awesome. So there we have it. I'm a little bit off on this one. There we go. That popped into place, that popped into place. Cute little face. Squinty little eyes. So now we'll put this right here behind for his little face to go inside the costume, which is really cute. Super, super cute. So to do that, I'm just gonna bring a little bit of glue right around here and right around the bottom here. And that's all we need. Just pop that in, just like so. Voila, faces in costume. Okay, now we're gonna put our little belly on here, which I just thought was such a cute thing that she decided that she wanted to make the belly and the eye green. That was very creative. Way to go, Lori. Very cute. Very, very cute. Okay, next we are gonna do our little spikes, our little dragon spikes. So this is intended to kind of line up right here, just so. On the back, I don't know if you guys can see that with that background being so busy. So it literally just lines up right there. And there's even etched lines that tell you where to stop. So that's where we're gonna go. We're gonna put, and you don't put glue past those etched lines. That's kind of a neat little thing. You can't really see it very well on the camera, but those etched lines are so very helpful with this. So here we go. We're just gonna line that up. Start here with the tail, and then everything else just kind of lines up nicely. Very cute. He's got more spikes on his head. So let's get those spikes going. And to kind of tell where exactly how far back to go, you can always use the picture on the front as a reference. But again, another little etched line, and I don't know if you can see this etched line. It's really very prominent. You may not be able to see it, but there's a very prominent etched line. Stay below it with your glue, and you'll be good to go. So about right there is what it looks like to me. Doesn't have to be perfect. You can put it anywhere you like. He's cute either way. We have almost got our little dragon boo assembled. So this little pumpkin is actually going to be black and with a little orange background. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna glue this pumpkin to this orange background. Put my glue on here and I'll show you what we're gonna do. We're gonna chop off that handle because we have decided that we want our little, whoops, I probably should get some more glue on there than that. So our pumpkin's going to be black with an orange glow. And then we're going to trim that off. Move that down just a smidge. Oh, we're stuck with these tonight. That's okay. That's all right. So I'm trimming off my orange handles. And then I'm going to take this one and put it on as a backer. And now we have that handle. So instead of the orange pumpkin, we have a black one. So let's get some glue here. So you can do the reverse of this, which means you would die cut, again, you would die cut your pumpkin face orange, and then the inside would be black. The handle would be black. You wouldn't have to go this extra step that I just did. But because I wanted the pumpkin black, we had that a little extra step there. Hi, Candy, welcome. So now he has this, which is super cute. And we're just gonna kind of glue that onto his little arm, just like so. And I might just do a glue dot on the back side of here to make it easy. So I'm just gonna put this behind here and just kind of roll it off of there where it's showing. roll it back like so. And now our little pumpkin handle attaches just right. So when we do all of this on the front, it'll be just fine. Okay. So here we go. We have, I just thought this little background was super cute. We'll be doing something a little different in our Dragon Boot class. We'll have a splatter background, but this is one of the things that is a really cute option for that. Hi, Lisa. Hey, thanks you guys for joining me. That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the background for this. Actually, you know what, guys? I may, I forgot about the calendar portion of this. I forgot all about it. So I'm gonna hold off on this real quick because I may need to do like this, and our little dragon will be like right here. So I'm gonna skip now to the calendar portion, and then we'll come back to this because the calendar will determine where the calendar goes, will determine where all of that goes. So let's skip on to that and let's move this out of the way. Okay. Here's our calendar. Okay, so yesterday was October 1st, and welcome everybody. Thanks for joining me. I'm so glad you're here. So yesterday was the 1st, that's a Wednesday. So I'm looking for a number 1, and I'm looking for it to be in the middle. So I believe this would be it, because that's gonna be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday starts over here on the left again, and it has 31 days. So this would be our October calendar. So I'm always checking to see what day of the week the first day falls on, and I'm always looking to see how many days are in that month. Those are the two things that I look for to determine which one I use. So that's good information to know if you are gonna do one of these for next year, because we do have those in stock. If you are interested in purchasing one and getting a head start, here's October, getting a head start for your calendar for next year. And while I'm on that subject, all of these projects that we've used this year, you could totally use them for next year. Doesn't have to, just because I used it in 2025 doesn't leave it in 2025. These are great projects to segue for next year. Okay. I know some people were like, oh, I missed your, it's too late, I've missed all of this, and I just found this. No, it's not too late. If you haven't made a calendar, you can do all these projects that we did this year and use it on next year's. Okay, let's do this. I could not find my Versafine Clair ink. I have no idea where it ran off to. Not a clue. So we're gonna use, it's essentially the same thing. We're gonna use this Versafine black, the black onyx black. And if y'all have been watching me, I waste a whole sheet of this because I want it to be right. That's just kind of how I am, and I just cut it down. I know that may drive some of you crazy that I do that. I think it's over there. I think it'll stick and it'll be fine. Okay, so I'm gonna just lay this down and pick this up first so I don't forget and ink up my plates, and then I'm at a loss. So I'm just picking this up. I have removable tape on my plate. That's what I'm doing here. So this is already stuck into place and ready to go. crooked though. There we go. So I'm just put this in the middle because I know that Wednesday is my middle. So I'm following this line in the middle. So Wednesday is my middle day. I'm kind of looking at, oops. It's just kind of the best way to guide it here. Okay. Then I'm going to take my Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Just gonna I'm actually not even gonna worry about distance. I'm just gonna kind of put them flush with each other. And I think that is a nice little distance apart. Makes it easy. You don't have to worry about whether the spacing is even or not. And I think we are good to go. Just kind of, there we go. I just don't want it to be crooked. All right, let's ink this up. So what I have here first is my days of the week, and then right above that is October, and it should be good to go just like that. And I'm not giving this a lot of pressure because I don't want over inking. And I don't want to move it. This is magnetic though. And I think we're good. So what I'm going to do now is put my plates on here. Move this out of the way. I don't want to press it down because I don't want to get a double image. Just paying attention to that. Now we're going to pull this out. Machine, and this works in the big shot too, meaning as well. Turn this around. I'm gonna roll this through. I hope I have enough room over there. Come on. Oh, well, I hope I didn't mess that up. I was pushing it. We shall see. I think I have enough room. Yay. Move this out of the way. Reveal. Oh, you guys, it's a mess. My plate was, I made a mess on there. But I think we can probably, I think it's gonna be okay. I didn't even pay attention to the ink that I got on there. And you also need to pay attention to how many pieces you have underneath here for a shim. So if you don't, this is thick paper, so if you have too many shim pieces underneath here, you may wanna remove one so you don't get that over inking like I just did. So, just kind of weird that even happened, but it's okay because guess what, we can use embellishments. All right, I think that's the first time that's happened to me live. All right, which one of you is the bad omen? I'm just kidding. Just kidding. So I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna come down as far as I can. And actually, I may cover up with some of that. So it's really not even a big deal. So I'm just gonna cut that off. I'm coming down here to about right there. Cut that off, bring this up, turn this around, and let's see, I'm just kind of eyeballing this to see where we are. 3. So it's about 3/4 of an inch. I'll eyeball it. I'm better at eyeballing it than I'm trying to measure it. That should do it. So now I'm just gonna cut off my sides here. I know for sure that I don't want to go, let's see, what's our measurement here? This is 3 3/4, so I want to make sure this is 4 1/4. So let's take off. I do better if I go by 3 1/4. So that would be 1/2 inch. And then if we took off another 1/2 inch, that's perfect. So let's go 3 3/4 on this side. And then we're gonna go up to 3 1/4 on this side. And I think that did it. I think we're centered. As good as it's gonna get. Yep. And that is going to cover all of that yuck on there. And I could technically even cut off some more from the bottom, which I just might do. Let's take a look at what we have. This is what I meant by making sure that we have all of our pieces together here. So this is this is kind of my guide here. So this up here, and then so like our little October. Oh, I'm probably gonna trim that off too. I need a smidgen off that. So I'll have to cut off some more down here so that our little dragon boo. Okay. So let's cut off our smidgen from this. I'm gonna glue these together. We can just chop it off all at once. And hopefully this will make sense in just a second. I chose this because I just wanted a background that I wouldn't have to create any splatter on it or anything like that. I thought this made it really simple. So here we go. Just a smidge is all we need. I think that's perfect. Maybe a smidge more. Just a smidge more. Yep, that did it. Yay. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and take off from the bottom here. I'm going to bring it up about that much. We may just take it off a little bit more too. And I think that should be good. Now let's see what we have. So this is the bottom of our calendar. And I think we have just the right amount of room for a little dragon to fit there. So cute. There it is. That is so cute. Ah! I love it. He's adorable. Okay. And let's do, let's trim this just a little bit. Just a bit. And let's go ahead and glue all this together. think we have it. I'm gonna go ahead and glue. We glue, we glue, we glue. Yay. That was super easy. Boy, that made it so much easier having that ready to go. Okay. I think this might be the fastest I've ever made a BetterPress calendar piece, ever. Pop that there. Perfect. And get that little trick or treat. The one thing I love about this little pack is one of the reasons I picked it was because it was so easy. You could just cut your actual sentiment. Oops, this one's now. Which I'll just do this. Trim it. First, we gotta make sure that's good and glued down. Nice, that worked. Cute, cute. And I think I'm gonna pop this little one here up on some dimension. You can actually bring them up a little. But something did I lose my paper? I don't know what I did with my paper. I had it, but I don't know what I did with it. Here it is. Okay. So I was just wondering, I might just go ahead and just cut out that little trick or treat, kind of like I did for the other. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I'm just gonna cut out the trick or treat on it. So I did this by hand. Trying to get this as evenly as possible. I'm gonna go further over so I can actually get it off and then trim it. Have a little bit more control that way. So, just a trick or treat. Little sentiment right there. And maybe just right there next to him like that. That'd be cute. Or right there. That's kind of cute right next to, unless we brought it up a bit. Y'all know me in placement. I don't do this very good. I definitely like, I think I want it there. Okay. Need to move. I like how he's peeking around his head, just like that. All right, we need some foam. Skinny foam. There you are. Okay. Well, we already have some ready to go. Hip hip hooray. That works. That can go on our sentiment. a little glue on there. Looks like it's got some gunk. Voila. There's that. And we'll just put this here because we want to make sure we get that attached to those two attached. And then we'll just do this, and I think, is that enough? Maybe we should cut it in half. This isn't very thick, so honestly, you don't really need a lot of it. That's not a very good place for it. I think we'll just do that. None of that shows, yay. So, if it was thicker, be a little bit more, cover it a little bit more. I kind of like that, like that. Yay. Pop that there. How is that? That's cute. So cute. And now, I'll glue this down. I love it. I'm almost kind of wondering, do I want this and then this? I think I might want to break up the pattern a little bit with that way. But it's still cute. I'm going for this. Going for this. Because it's available and easy. And I am gluing it to a piece of cardstock just for stability purposes. I think that is a little bit better to do it that way. And if you're wondering about these measurements, it's just a card front, like a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It's the same as an A2 card base front. And this, I believe, would be 4 by 5 1/4. I'll lay it down and I can tell here in a sec. Or it could be 3 3/4 by 5. Nope, it is. It is 4 by 5 1/4. Yay! Oh my gosh, that's so cute, you guys. So cute. And voila. With this, we are done. Hip hip. Super cute. I don't know if that makes me think of Casper. It's so cute. Remember that from our childhood? Yeah. Brings back those fond little memories. All right, guys. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day and a blessed rest of your week. Thanks for joining me here. And we shall see you next week, where I will be doing a I'll be doing a fall, definitely fall. That's my favorite. A lot of people really, their favorite holiday is Halloween. I know a lot of you really enjoy this time of the year. This is your favorite, but fall is my favorite. So we'll be here next week with a really fun little fall project. Thanks, you guys. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Thanks. All right. Yay. Yay for fall next week. All right. Take care and have a great evening.